So how do you actually decentralize a system? Well, first of all, it's quite a nice idea to use DLT technology for that. So use some kind of a blockchain. And I think it's even better if you don't just use somebody's blockchain, but you build your own blockchain, because then you can control that you give up the control of it, right? So how do you build your own blockchain? First of all, you should decide for a framework which helps you building blockchains. We at KILT decided for parity substrate, which is quite a powerful framework, and a lot of blockchains have been built in the last years on that, so that might have been a quite good idea. This gives you the basis basically for really becoming decentralized. If you build it on a database which is meant for being centralized from the beginning, then you probably will end up centralized. So using a blockchain is not the worst possible idea. But a blockchain is not decentralized because it is a blockchain. There's many blockchains which are run in private mode. There are many blockchains which are run in permissioned mode, for example, and those don't produce decentralized systems. It's only decentralized when you really give out the possibility to everyone to take every role in the system, right? And this is what you normally don't have in the permissioned world. So now if you have this blockchain which has the possibility to become, or the ability to become decentralized, what you do next, you have to care about the security. The security is put into blockchain systems by a variety of people who run the system, right? You don't have one bookkeeper, you have many bookkeepers out there, and they have to somehow find a consensus on what is written on the blockchain. This gives the decentralization, and this gives a huge amount of security. You have many ways to do that. The way we chose is that we became a parachain to the Kusama network. What does that mean? That means that we produce blocks, and we send every single block to the Kusama blockchain, which is a decentralized system by itself. And there are validators who actually audit every single block and make sure that it fits to the block before, and there's no one playing around with the data. So this audit system gives us the security. There's many other ways to do that, but this is the way we chose to go. So this is decentralized security by having shared security on the Kusama network. So that's the first step. And the second step would actually be that you run your blockchain in a decentralized way, because the auditors on the Kusama blockchain, they just check if your blocks are okay. They don't store your blocks, and they don't produce your blocks, and they don't collect the transactions and make the blocks out of them. So you need people who do that. And if you do this as a single company, you are somehow moving again in the direction of centralization, because you could actually say, if I'm the only one who collects the blocks, then I could stop collecting the blocks, and then the whole system would stall, which is not really decentralized. So what we decided is to build a framework of 75 collators over the next couple of months, which are actually doing the job of collecting the blocks and storing the blocks and maintaining basically the blockchain, and then sending every single block for audit to the Kusama blockchain. So we have two layers here, and both are decentralized. And the third step that you would want to take is probably that you really give up control over the system. When you do a substrate-based blockchain, you have enormous abilities to upgrade your system, to change parameters in the system, which is often not the case in older blockchains like Ethereum and Bitcoin. You might have heard of things like forks. All those things are not necessary anymore in substrate-based blockchains like Polkadot and Kusama, and also KILT, because you can have democracy votes on changing things on the blockchain, which is extremely powerful. But of course, this comes with some responsibility. Somebody has to propose those changes, and somebody has to say, yeah, we're going to change it, or we're not going to change it. And this is what we do with the democracy module of the substrate blockchain. That means that every single participant in the KILT blockchain can actually set up a proposal and say, hey, I want this to change. I don't want 75 collators, I want 76 collators. That would be a better idea. And then the whole community of the users of the KILT blockchain would actually be there to vote on if they find this a good idea or not. And if they find it a good idea, the blockchains are going to automatically change it to 76. This is decentralized democracy. And there's no single entity now anymore who either controls the truth, which is the security part, or controls the production of the blocks, which is in our case the collators, or controls the fate of the system. So how is it going to change in the future? Because this is the democracy. And this is how you actually totally decentralize a system.